Hello everyone, welcome to another Spy Penguins Free TX video. Now, this video, as you can see, I'm holding an elytra in my hand. There's a reason for that. Elytras, we all love them. Well, I haven't met a person who really has complained about it. I've heard something in the community about people not liking elytras because they ruin the game or something like that. I don't know. I like them because they make for great travel and all, but this thing has given me some problems ever since I started using it. So, thing is, I've been burning for rockets like crazy. I mean, I have had so many stacks already. I don't even know how many stacks I've used. And that's a problem, because without rockets I can't fly. I have to have an elytra to get here, even to this setup, and I'm about to tell you what this is. So I have built a rocket factory here, and I'll show you how it works. So here we have an auto sugarcane farm, which is pretty obvious, which goes into a crafter over here, which crafts it into paper. It's got a little regulation device here. I think it's has to go up to 22 or something for it to trigger enough to allow it to actually craft stuff. Now here, I'm not using an observer clock again. I'm reverting back to my old piston and redstone block clock, because it's just easier for me to regulate the whole speed and everything, because if it goes too fast, it's going to start making sugar instead of paper, which I don't want. Here I got this little dropper system that sends stuff up the elevator. And I don't believe I have any paper in here to show you, because I used it to trade with some villagers recently. Haven't been using this. I haven't actually turned this thing on yet. This entire factory I've done testing to see if it'll work, but I kind of want to have an official recording of when it first crafts stuff. Anyway, we have that's the whole paper side of it here. This piston pushes the observer into place. Dropper spits it up the bobble column. Now, the second part of the farm, when I go up here, I'll show you. We have an automatic mob grinder up here, and it works pretty well. The reason I chose to build this over the ocean is because mob grinders will work a lot better near oceans, because it kind of forces stuff. It basically forces everything to spawn in here, because all the caves underground are flooded with water, and your regular mobs that in darkness cannot spawn down there because of that. And here, this long water stream is just a bunch of item filters. Oh, we got something. Well, I have some stuff here, but I'll show you this real quick. This just as you can see, this stuff just kind of floats down and then gets sucked up by the hoppers. And those hoppers are actually item filters. So if I go down a level here, you can see this is the gunpowder one, which goes into this dropper. And I know I have a lot of unnecessary droppers. I just like to be able to control what things work on redstone contraption and what don't. Plus, this makes a ton of noise, so I like to be able to turn things off. Anyway, now on to the most exciting part, which you guys are probably waiting for, this is the crafter that crafts the which is the final step in crafting all of this. And as you can see, these farms have been running for a little bit. We have a decent amount of materials ready to go. And we got the paper and the rockets. Now, I have never flicked this lever before, so I honestly, I know it'll work, but I honestly, there's one thing I don't know, if I have to install yet another regulation device, because I don't know if it'll craft too quickly and lose the recipe, which would obviously cause problems. So, because if crafters get empty, they could, if this thing went too fast, you might get 2 pieces of paper in here, and then it starts making sugar. Well, wait, no, not sugar. It wouldn't make anything at all, I don't think. And then, or if you have 2 gunpowder, it wouldn't have anything else. It'd just get jammed, and then it'd stop working. So, but this thing is this whole setup here, this whole factory is completely automatic, and I'm gonna get ready to turn... Oh dear, I fell in here. That's not good. Oh, nice landing. I expected to actually take some damage there. Okay. Anyway. So, I have everything prepared to turn it on. I have gifts for the ever 2 members in the server. We have a total of 4 members, but, the ever 2 who don't have Elytra. So I'm gonna bring them all here, and then we're gonna have an official opening ceremony of this rocket factory. For everyone to enjoy, to craft some of the first rockets from this factory. So, we'll be right back when that's ready to go. Alright, gentlemen. This thing has been a long work in progress. Took me a while to get this right.
Oh.
Got this business partnership that I'm going to start with Jump Kick here. He's got the first store on the server, and he's going to sell some of these rockets. But this thing has never been turned on. I think there's only one really phrase appropriate for this, and that is, "Witness the power of this fully operational battle station." Here we go. It's going. It's making rockets.
It's doing it. Oh, and it goes fast too.
Yeah, it is pretty fast. I actually want to see, is it keeping up?
I didn't even know this was possible.
Don't waste all my business profits.
Oh no, these are not.
Oh, those are yours. Need taller more. Yeah, but here we go. This is it. This is all. It's going.
Yeah, wow. I didn't even expect it to go that fast.
Yeah, so it's let's see. I gotta turn it off because it's gonna start. It's gonna run out and have problems in a second.
How long did this take you to make?
It took me a couple weeks. A couple weeks of work. I mean, obviously I had school and stuff, so I wasn't able to get everything done. Okay, so I definitely do need to install a regulation device to slow it down because it's crafting it a little too fast. Like, it'll run out of rockets and stuff, but you can see the stuff still floating there in the hopper, and that could go to waste.
Yeah.
So it's crafting it a little too quickly, but that's fine. I'll get a regulation device in here, and then it'll be complete. But it's officially open for business now.
Yay! I've been waiting.
Okay, now that you've seen the opening ceremony and everything, it's time to actually talk about a few changes that I've made since then. So, I don't know if you caught it in the previous recording or not, but this thing was crafting so fast that it was slowly reducing the amount of gunpowder and paper in each slot here, and therefore that meant that it would eventually lose the crafting recipe. And people are talking in chat, but that's okay. Anyway, let's see. So I installed this. So what I did here to kind of slow it down a little bit is I added this little redstone line that goes down to the paper part. Let me get out of this water. That basically, that line comes down here, runs to this piston block, which stops this redstone signal coming in. So it basically limits how much paper can be in the hopper above. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can land this. Yeah, I think so. Getting pretty good at this elytra. Anyway, so it limits how much paper can actually be in this hopper, and therefore prohibits it from crafting rockets too quickly. Now, if I turn this thing on, as you can see, it stops itself for a little bit as it starts filling up more paper here. Then turns itself off and keeps crafting rockets. Now, one thing I have noticed is if a bunch of gunpowder in here is thrown in, as you can see, it's still losing a little bit, but it has some recovery time. So I think it's alright. but I would, and it's honestly, if you just leave this thing running, it'll just kind of limit itself, because this thing actually does produce more paper faster than gunpowder. So it'll, like, every time it fills up with gunpowder so much, it'll produce stuff. I'm gonna turn it off so I don't fill that chest up completely. But anyway, also, so ever since then, I've been just kind of building up a bunch of platforms and stuff out here, making this place look a lot nicer. I kind of started labeling some of these things that come out of the farms. I've been using this thing for a while, as you can probably see from this rotten flesh chest. I've killed so many zombies. I don't even know how many zombies that is. I'd have to learn to do math or something to figure that out. I'm just kidding. I know math, but I'm too lazy to figure out how many zombies that is. Anyway, I also found out it's a pretty good redstone farm. Like, I got 2 stacks. I've been using it to actually, like, put a lot of the redstone here is actually used from this mob grinder right here. Now, the only real big improvement I can make now is a better mob grinder design. I keep having so many wandering traders spawn around here. Is a better mob grinding design. But right now, this is good enough. There's not a whole lot of people on this world, and they've been buying rockets from me, and I've been keeping it priced pretty cheap. Because if you raise the price too much, well, people obviously find their ways to make their own rockets or whatever. But anyway, let's F5. Well, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed me yapping about all this redstone stuff and showing you how a factory actually works in Minecraft. Crafters are pretty new to the game, so I don't know if a lot of people have actually done this. But anyway, if you have any suggestions for the second factory, which I eventually will be building, leave them in the comments below. And thank you for watching, and always remember that Jesus loves you. Bye!